Oh my God, it sounds like a goose that just died. Whatever. Happy New Year's, everybody. What a way. Oh, what a way to start 2024.
I don't know where to go from here.
Oh yeah, and this too.
I don't know how
These don't
this
even
works.
work.
Oh,
So much for the... Oh God.
The other side.
The other side? No, the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to do it that way? Oh.
Yay!
Damn.
Happy New Year. Okay, now we have glitter all over.
Oh yeah, our director is going to love us for this. Sorry, Joe. It wasn't my choice.
Is probably running out.
Hope you're having a wonderful beginning of the new year, everybody. I'm covered in glitter. I'm going to be covered in glitter for the next 2 weeks. So how was your New Year's, everybody? Did you?
Well,
you survived.
I hope our year is funny like this beginning for us.
Oh, sweet mother of pearl. Okay,
Can someone bring me Kleenex, please?
Try to bring a broom. Is what we're going to need. So happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
How was your time off? Because we've been off for a while.
Yeah, and you know what? It's what I like to do on New Year since I moved to the United States. I have the privilege to do the countdown twice because Brazil is 2 hours ahead of us.
Ah, okay.
So I have the subscription to a Brazilian channel, so I tune in. Watch the countdown from Rio de Janeiro.
Right.
So, and they do the fireworks from Copacabana, if you ever heard of it. It's a spectacle, like 15, 20 minutes of fireworks. It's beautiful. So I kind of start my New Year's around 10 at night because it'll be midnight.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Right,
I was about to say
Rio.
10 a.m. that's pretty rad.
Yeah, and then I do the countdown here. Yeah.
Well, good. All right. Well, good.
Yeah.
I just raced back. I was just spending some time. We actually celebrated the flip on up in the mountains around Helen, Georgia, with some friends of ours. Very cold. Cold. Very chilly.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Good times.
So yeah, hopefully you had a great and safe and happy New Year's as well. And happy to be with you, the two of us, for 2024. So,
I can't wait to see what this year brings for us. But here's some things that you can expect for 2024.
Okay.
So a total solar eclipse is going to happen around April.
True. We have the Summer Olympics. That's coming in Paris. Hopefully.
Yeah, stay tuned. You might see some floodic version of us.
True.
But the presidential elections in November, that's very important.
Of course, yeah. In November, we'll have Artemis 2, the second mission of the Artemis program, and that's going to be the first crewed mission beyond Earth orbit since 1972. That's hopefully going to launch as well, too. Yeah. So that's just a smidgen of what's going to be happening in 2024.
Bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we got a very good show here for you kicking off 2024.
So if one of your New Year's resolutions is to cut down soda, listen to this.
Maybe.
So did you know that drinking too much diet soda could be bad for our liver?
I heard
so
that.
A research in China looked at more than 2,300 participants and found that those who reported always drinking diet soda were more likely to have metabolism dysfunction associated with accumulation of fat in the liver.
That's a lot. Fatty liver is estimated to affect up to half of the world's population. And while it causes no symptoms, it can eventually progress to scarring and also cirrhosis, too. Researchers are believing that excessive intake of artificial sweeteners found in diet sodas, that promotes insulin resistance and also weight gain. And that could, of course, lead to the fatty deposits in the liver. But they do say that clinical trials will be needed to further study a possible association between diet soda intake and fatty liver disease. Actually, a good portion of 2023, I didn't drink a lot of sodas this time. If I do, it may be with the occasional drink, and it might be a mixer. But I really don't just pop up. Every once in a while, you'll just grab a can of Coke or grab a Sprite or Pepsi or wherever. place your name here with lots of sugar. But try to keep that. Try to keep that on par. Okay, so yeah, I cut down soda for years, and then 2023 I came back to diet sodas. So 2024, no more. I've got glitter in my mouth. Okay, moving on. So now that Christmas is
past us.
Yes.
How did you like to open your presents? Do you usually if you have a box, do you shake them before you open?
All right. Do I?
Okay.
Not really.
So, okay,
unless it's ticking, you don't want to.
Yeah, that's important. Well, I don't shake it either. But some kids and adults sometimes like to shake their presents to try to guess what's inside, right? Turns out that we can know what these people are up to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, researchers at Johns Hopkins asked 500 people to watch 2 videos in which someone picks up a box full of objects and shakes it around. One shows a person shaking the box to figure out the number of items inside. The other one shows someone shaking the box to figure out the shape of the objects inside. But then, of course, in a few seconds, most all of the study participants are able to figure out who was shaking for the numbers and who was shaking for the shape. The findings could inform the development of AI systems. Well, let's not do that. For example, create a store robot that could see a customer and guess exactly what that customer is looking for. I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure I like that at all. Don't size me up as soon as I walk in the door.
But it's interesting when you know someone is up to trying to figure out the numbers of things inside a box, or other people want to see the shape.
I just don't want it to break when I open it. That's all I want.
Yes,
okay?
me too.
All right, coming up, we're going to show you ways that you can stay on track for your New Year's resolutions. You know you made some throughout the whole year. That's next here on Mix It 3. Well, the start of a new year serves as an opportunity for many to set new goals and commit to better habits. But now, what happens when the energy and the excitement after that ball drops wears off? And also how many New Year's resolutions fail to come to fruition, right?
Right. So Dr. Chad is joining us now in the studio to help us stay strong with our New Year's resolutions throughout the whole year. Hi, Dr. Chad.
Happy New Year.
Hey, what's up, Nat?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Okay, so Forbes did a poll on New Year's resolutions, and the most commonly selected resolution for 2024 was fitness. No surprises here, right?
No. None at all. None at all.
So what can people do to stick to their goals?
Yeah, absolutely. So fitness, like Forbes points out, winds up the most common and the most failed goal that people have. So a couple things is just being realistic with yourself. Like action on good is better than a plan for great. So a lot of the problem is people are just setting a goal that's too lofty for their current circumstances. Whenever you're going to set a goal or a resolution, you always have to kind of weigh the cost and weigh the cost first, so that it's much better to err on the side of not quite shooting for enough and surpassing your goal than putting it too high, because what happens is you kind of get in this habit of failing yourself. And it's just like if you have a partner or anyone else, if you're consistently lying to them, they stop trusting you. You stop trusting you when you consistently lie to you.
Don't lie to yourself.
Don't lie to yourself.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that makes more sense. Now, that Forbes survey also had other things in common, too. So it was improved fitness. That was about 48%.
Yep.
Improved finances, 38%.
Well, I want more money.
Yeah. Mental health, actually third. It was 36%.
Yeah.
And then, of course, losing weight, improved diet, all of that moving on. So now, again, the fitness on top. Where do you have to go to be able to stick to that goal?
Yeah, and what's interesting about what you just read off in the top 5 list, what I actually heard was 3 out of the 5 are physical fitness, 1 out of the 5 is mental fitness, and then you got finances, which again, it just makes life easier. But
well, you got to pay for the gym.
You got to pay for the gym. You got to pay for the gym.
And groceries, because you got to eat healthy.
Yeah, and that's actually kind of an interesting topic too. A lot of people, I think, use that as a bit of an excuse to not eat healthy, but realistically, you know, you go get a full meal at McDonald's, the meal, the fries, the Coke, all that stuff, you know, you're definitely spending more than you would getting a burrito at Chipotle, cutting it in half and having a reasonable portion for 2 meals. So like I say, that one is common, but I kind of count as a cop-out, to be honest. But yeah, coming back to that, we'll just do the financial part aside. Though you could argue on a life scale, if you did improve your fitness, that would actually allow you more years of health and vitality, so less skip work and a longer period before you would need to retire or maybe have the desire to retire from decreased energy. So it kind of ties in. Then when we talk about mental health, there are study after study after study, you can just go to Google Scholar, on the connection between physical health and mental health. And that makes complete sense. When you've been on a good little stretch of diet and exercise and you look yourself in the mirror, like, you're happy, you're confident. And confidence is a huge part of decreased symptoms of depression, anxiety, et cetera. So huge tie into all that. And I would argue that if you can actually kind of achieve some of these physical goals, you're probably going to help the other two, though finance will be more of a long-term than a short-term fix.
It's a pathway on the way up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so again, going back to the poll, the average resolution lasts just about 3.74 months.
That's liberal.
So before,
Yeah, I was actually impressed. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking one.
before April, everybody quit. Not everybody, but most of the people, and they gave up. So when people they tend to stick with their goals, any tips on what they should do to last the 12 months and not until March?
Yeah, sure. So if you're really wanting to go to the distance, again, it's coming back to being really realistic with yourself and setting something that works into the life you actually have. You know, sometimes people are kind of in longer term things like a year, they're thinking of this idyllic situation where, oh yeah, I can get to the gym 90 minutes a day, da da da. But realistically, if the rest of your life hasn't changed much, you know, maybe planning for a 20 to 30 minute workout time period is just much, much more realistic. Again, it's that consistency that matters. So underdoing it a bit, but sticking to it, you will get drastically more results. Other things from a dietary standpoint is just setting yourself up for success. So if your goal is to eat less junk food, where that starts is the grocery store. Drastically easier when you're having those cravings, it's late night, you're exhausted from work. If you would have to get in your car, drive to the store, go get junk food, like, you're already burned at that point, you're not gonna do it. But if it's in the cupboard, you're done. I mean, it's just how it is, so.
And that kind of goes back to your first point too. Set your goals realistically. Don't shoot for the moon.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of realistic goals, stay consistent with it. And I do like building in a little bit of grace so that when you fail one day, which you will, you're not like, oh, I'm a failure, you know? So, and that's where you might give yourself kind of a cheat day in a sense or something like that, to where you just kind of have that grace stop where you can reset easy from.
Okay.
All right, great tips.
Yes, absolutely. And we got more to talk about this, and we're going to get back with you because this is obviously a big topic that everybody wants to know. So
Huge, literally life-changing.
we will have you back.
Yeah.
All right,
Appreciate it,
perfect.
Dr. Jed.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
All right, so if you've ever said, I don't have enough time to exercise, I can't afford a gym, I'm busy with working kids. Well, we've all been there, but look, there's hope. After the break, we'll show you a very quick, effective workout that you can do anytime, anywhere. That's coming up next.
Since we're talking about New Year's resolutions and exercise is a big one, it's time to hit the gym.
That's right. Dr. Jed taught us a full body workout that shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. And I promise you, it will work every fiber of your body. All right. Back in the gym with Dr. Jed. And this time we're going to be doing some leg workouts. But this one is pretty functional, though.
It is, yeah. We're going to really focus on that functional athletic because that's kind of how you actually need your lower body in real life.
Okay.
So we're going to go through a 4-move sequence, and then what will happen is we're not going to do all the reps because it's hard to talk on camera when you don't have any breath, but after about 8 reps of each move, then you're going to rest and repeat that cycle 3, 4, 5 times kind of based on your level. I definitely start with 3 times.
Okay, and speaking of level, say if people have knee issues or leg issues, there's an easier way of doing this, maybe with just no weights or?
Yeah, and this one does, again, it's based on functional athletic. So try out each of these moves individual and slow. And if there is a move that's bothering you, you have some issues, you know, just eliminate it altogether. Because this one does have quite a bit of movement, quite a bit of range of motion.
All right,
Okay.
You've been so warned. Let's check it out.
All right, so first one, we'll grab our dumbbell. And what we're gonna do here is just a reverse squat with the press. So we're gonna step back with the leg on the side of the arm and come up. 1, 2, 3, just like that. And why this one's good is because you are getting some shoulder work, but because you have a weight only on one side, while you're stepping back and using your legs, it's throwing you off balance. So you have to activate your core heavy, which again, real life stuff, like you slip on the ice and gotta catch yourself, that really matters.
Okay.
All right, so we've got that one. What else were you looking at?
Perfect. So next one we're gonna come into is just gonna be that single leg deadlift. So kind of like we did before. The front leg is the only one working. The back leg is back here just for balance. Core is really tight. And we're just coming down, pausing for just a sec, coming up. Coming down, coming up. Coming down, coming up. And again, this one works your leg and your butt really well without having to use much weight because you're only working through one leg and using your whole body weight for that.
And just a reminder, because you're showing just one side and we have to do both, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Anytime I'm doing a one-sided move, we're always going to do both.
Yes. Okay.
You know, try to keep it flowing for the camera.
Yes.
All right, and then this next move we're going to do is just a straight up swing. So we're going to hold our dumbbell like this, and this actually works your butt and your hamstrings very well when you do this right. So this one, it just hangs between your leg like that. We're going to rock down, squeeze your butt, come up. Here, butt, come up. What you don't want to do is round your back and be swinging like that. You want to keep your back flat, and it's just a hinge movement. Just like that. Perfect.
Okay.
And again, that's going to hit your whole posterior chain, but if you're doing it right, it actually hits a lot more butt and hamstring than it does your shoulders and back. Okay. If you're doing it wrong and kind of just uncoordinated, then you're going to get, a lot of shoulders, but that's still a great move.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
So the piece de resistance.
Yeah, our capstone, this one's great. This one's going to be great for explosiveness, great for athleticism. We'll hold it just kind of like the start of a front squat here. Okay. And what we're going to do, definitely put a mat in front of you so you don't hurt your knees. We're going to go into a kneeling. Kneel, kneel. Come, and when you're here, you're going to slow down.
Wow, okay.
Down. Slow down. Just like that. Perfect.
Or if you're doing your carpet, you should be fine.
Yeah, and why this one's so good is because from that bottom position you're exploding. When you explode, when you do any sort of jumping movement, you're activating your muscles the same way that you would if you were using a whole lot of weight, because you're basically generating max force. So why that's good is it hits what's called the type 2 fibers, but they're the ones that grow, so they're the ones that make you look good in jeans the fastest.
Well, that's what you need to know. Okay.
And run faster, jump higher, all that kind of stuff.
That also does work. So how many reps, or do you do this based on time?
Yep, you could do it either way, but a way that I like to do is just kind of cycle through. So we're gonna do all 4 of those moves kind of back to back to back. If you need to catch your breath after one, it's okay to kind of calm down and catch your breath. Totally fine. But do about 8 reps of each move. And once you get through a full cycle of 4 moves, then rest for a minute or 2 and fully catch your breath, kind of semi-recover. And then repeat that cycle. Do about 3 to 5 cycles total. Definitely start with 3, see how you feel, and you can work that up as the weeks go by. Perfect.
Weights or none, this is a great one for almost a total body workout.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of shoulder, a lot of core, a lot of lower body. So you want to throw up a few sets of push-ups and some chin-ups, then you knock down the lower body.
If you can, yeah. All right. Dr. Jed, appreciate it much. Thanks.
Hey, no problem.
All right, we'll be right back.
Well, what a better way to kick off the new year with some music from some of the best bands in town. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Whiskey Run's music video playing The Weekend.
Turn it up and turn me on again. You only ever call me when you're drunk on the weekend. Screaming my name, singing too loud, bitching all the time about the weekend crowd. Turn it up and turn me on again. Turn it up and turn me on again. I don't know where I'm going, only know where I've been. To do it all without you, girl, don't seem fair. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask me why. You only act this way when you're with your friends or when you cry. When you cry. Turn it up and turn me on again. You only ever call me when you're drunk on the weekend. crowd. Turn it up, turn me on again. Turn it up, turn me on again. You only ever call me when you're drunk on the weekend. Screaming my name, singing too loud, bitching all the time at the weekend crowd. Turn it up and turn me on again. Turn it up and turn me on again. Screaming my name, singing too loud, bitching all the time at the weekend crowd. Turn it up and turn me on again. Turn it up, turn me on again.
Our pals, Whiskey Run there.
Love
Good way to
him.
kick off 2024. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Happy New Year!